Okay, here we go. Our next guest is a jack of all trades, author, homemaker, and mom. Here shows some creative ways to use pumpkins. It's Kris Renee. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I saw you setting up earlier today.
Yes.
And it's fun just to look at.
It is fun just to look at. This is one of my favorite things to do, is to not just be decorative and crafty, but then also have a purpose to it.
Have a little use in it, right? Not just put the pumpkin on the porch.
Not just put the pumpkin on the porch, although we do that, but in Medina we have a real deer problem, so it ends up being like deer food.
They're not,
so
they're not my favorites when they come in the yard.
Yeah, they're fun to look at from...
They're beautiful.
They are, yeah.
But they eat all the beautiful stuff in the yard.
They do.
Where do we begin with this pumpkin
so the first
journey?
thing that I think, this is obviously something I'm sure people have seen before, but it's still something I love to do. If you get a pie pumpkin or a smaller pumpkin, you can use it for like dips, for parties and things like that. Now I have a lot of kids, so obviously I do something like this even just for my kids, which is kind of party size,
How many kids
right?
do you have?
8.
Wow, you've been busy.
8. But the 4 are young adults kind of out living their life, and 4 are at home. So I'm halfway there, Dave.
So you practice on the first 4?
Yes.
Now you're getting together.
You know
in
what?
the last
Let's
4.
not get into that. This is a different kind of segment.
Okay, there you go.
We'll talk about raising kids and how I messed up later. But
oh, you haven't messed up. You're doing great. Hey, so this little pumpkin.
Yes.
So that's the kind of use for different food. This for pumpkin pie.
There's no
and
rules.
this isn't.
Yes, technically speaking, these are your pie pumpkins. These ones are more for decorating or things like that. But so if you're doing your dips in here and you don't like the flavor of pumpkin, you've gutted it, but you don't like the flavor of pumpkin, like put your dip in a small jar or something and just stick it in there, and it still gives you the same thing.
I tell you, it looks great.
I like putting it just in the pumpkin though, but that's just an option. One of my kids' favorite things is, I typically try to do it the night of trick-or-treating. We do dinner in a pumpkin. So I take a pumpkin, I take everything out of it. Well, right, this is my twist. I take everything out of it. We even carve it, and then you just take some tin foil and you just black up the holes from where you carved it, right? And you put your dinner in here, and typically it's like a casserole. So I'll do something that's like veggie packed, because they're about to go and be on the biggest sugar high of the entire year. So I do something veggie packed, basically what you would put in a casserole dish. So maybe some cream soup, a meat, some rice, some veggies.
You know, chili would be cool.
Chili would be great. And you can line the whole thing if you want to kind of cut down the pumpkin flavor with tin foil. And you put this whole thing in your oven. So keep that in mind when you're buying your pumpkin. You want to make sure it's something that's going to fit in your oven. But I typically leave the lid off.
Beef stew would be nice in there, or chicken stew.
It's so fun to be scooping that out of a pumpkin. My kids love it. And if you do like the pumpkin flavor and you bake the pumpkin, obviously, then you can kind of get the pumpkin into your dish, which is something some people like.
I've seen a lot of people in Mexico, they serve soups in like
That's what you were telling me, yes.
Yeah.
And my last idea, which is probably one of my favorites.
Not your last idea.
Well, no.
You mean today?
Today.
Okay.
My brain's always going. Yeah, don't worry. I'll be back.
Okay.
To make it a drink dispenser. You can buy these kits online. They're super easy to install. A lot of them even come with a little core to make the hole. And this has apple cider and some pumpkin spice liquor. You could do orange juice to fit kind of like the orange theme, Halloween. And it's such a cute way.
You know what? Kids
serve.
really get a kick out of that too.
Absolutely. Well, without the liquor.
Yeah, not the liquor. Well,
Yeah, right.
But,
I mean, but this is probably one of my best party ideas. I will show up to parties with a pumpkin, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, clearly, I'm here. It's like Dirty Dancing when she was carrying the watermelon.
Yes.
She's like, I carried the That's me when I show up to a party, only I carried the pumpkin.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, I see a little book hiding over here. What's going on with that?
That is Crafty Family Ideas. That was actually one of the first book I wrote, and it has all of these ideas in it, which is super fun, but also just anything family, kids,
Involved. Get them involved,
easy
right?
things
Physically
to
involved.
get them involved and to create a home for your kids.
How much you want for the scarecrow?
Oh, you know what? I actually had to pinky promise that I'm bringing him back. So unfortunately, he's coming back with me.
Yeah, because it looks like one of those things that you'd like to have or keep.
Yeah.
Is that a little garden on the outside there too?
It is. Yeah, you can use it as you can use a pumpkin and put florals in it for decoration.
When you carve a pumpkin like this, and you have it in the house sitting around somewhere like that with flowers, how long will it last?
Well, there's a trick to that, Dave. If you actually put bleach on the inside of a pumpkin, it will preserve it longer and it will not mold.
Oh. It probably closes up the pores so it doesn't
Exactly.
rot.
So if you're planning on something and you want to keep it longer, some bleach on the inside will help you.
Is this a pumpkin or a gourd?
You know,
I don't know either.
I don't know. So I'm just going to take a drink of this because I'm not sure.
I'm glad. You know, it's always good to have a guest on when they're drinking. I really like that.
It's 10:30.
Thank you very much. Where can you find your book?
You can find the book on Amazon, online, and if you go to any of my social media, which is Kris Renee Author, there's always links to everything that I do.
It's always great having you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.